guys doing there? Is that Miss Miller's kindergarten class? Hey guys, it's so nice to see you. My name is Mrs. Graybill and I work for a nature program called Tinkergarten. So I teach little 1-year-olds all the way up to 8-year-olds. Today I'm here because Mrs. Miller invited me to come through video to talk to you guys about a living thing. And I'm hoping I can come back and talk to you about all the living things, but today I'm only going to talk to you about one of the living things behind me. So let me show you. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm also Ellie Graybill's mommy. So if Ellie is in your class, which I know she is, tell her hi for me and I'll see her later. Okay, so let's look behind me. And I have some animals or living things and animals behind me. Okay, so let's check it out. I've got a humpback whale. I've got a California condor. I've got a golden tortoise beetle. I've got a chipmunk and a lion and a megalosaurus. How many dinosaur lovers do we have in the house? Got a bear. I've got the planet Earth, which is not an animal, but it is living, has lots of living things on it. And then a mushroom. I'm going to give you some clues, and you have to tell me which thing I am going to talk about today. Here are the clues. You ready? Oh, that's not it. Silly me. Okay. This animal is an expert fisher and eats mostly fish and meat. They can also eat plants and bugs. This animal walks on 4 paws but can rise up on its hind legs. Even though this animal is big and heavy, it can run very fast, up to 40 miles an hour. That's as fast as a car or a bus. Because of the lack of food in the winter months, this animal hibernates or sleeps out the winter in its den. Do you know which animal I'm going to tell you about? That's right, the bear. You're so smart. What a clever group you are. Okay, I'm going to start by reading. Oops, what happened here? Start by reading the book, Brown Bear. Okay. Let's see, make sure you can see the pictures. Far away in the mountains of Alaska, in the middle of the winter, 2 baby brown bears are born. It is so cold outside that they spend the first few months of their lives tucked away in a warm and cozy den, fast asleep next to Mom. They don't venture into the outside world until spring arrives and the weather is getting warmer. When they do eventually leave their dens, Mom stays close beside them. Baby bears are called cubs and look a lot like teddy bears. Even though they are 5 months old when they leave the den, they are still very small and need their mom's constant love and attention. They will stay right by her for the next 2 years. The cubs love their mom's milk so much that when they are drinking, they hum to themselves contentedly. They are rather like happy cats purring. Mom will keep feeding them lots of milk until they are almost as big as she is. Mom takes her babies everywhere she goes, and they have many exciting adventures. They cross rivers, explore fields of flowers, laze around in grass meadows, and even go to the beach to play on the sand. But Mom is always watching over them to make sure they are safe and don't get into trouble. While the family is out exploring, the 2 young bears eat a lot of fresh green grass. The grass is crunchy and tastes deliciously sweet. It's very healthy food and helps to wake up their tummies after their long winter sleep. The young cubs are bursting with energy. They love to play, fight, chase each other, and climb about on logs. The games they play are great fun, but they also help the bears grow big and strong, and they teach them essential survival skills that will be important when they have to survive on their own. After all their adventures, it's time for a nap. Mom guards her cubs while they are fast asleep, always on the lookout for danger. A brown bear mom is one of the bravest moms on earth, and she will do anything to protect her babies. When autumn arrives, it's time to go fishing. Mom is an expert. When she spots a tasty looking salmon in the river, she charges into the waves at top speed and makes a huge splash. She uses her long claws as hooks to catch the fish when it tries to swim away. Brown bear like nothing more than a tasty salmon to eat, and the two cubs love to taste it right away. So Mom's kept busy catching enough fish to feed herself and her two hungry offspring. The rich oil in the fish will give the family the fat they need to stay warm through the freezing cold winter to come. But brown bears don't only eat salmon, they eat lots of different foods. They love to eat clams, and on warm summer days, Mom takes her youngsters to the beach to find these sweet treats. Looking for clams is like a treasure hunt, and the cubs use their paws to turn over the rocks and dig deep in the sand. The cubs are growing bigger and braver every day, and after nearly 2 years, they're almost as big as Mom. But they're still young and have a great deal more to learn before she lets them be on their own in the big, wide world. As the cubs grow older, Mom teaches them to fish for their own salmon, and they spend day after day in the river. Fishing lessons aren't as much fun as playing, but the cubs need to learn how to find the best fishing spots and the different ways to catch their prey. Catching fish is not easy. At first, the cubs splash around too much and scare the fish away, or they jump and miss, so a lot of fish manage to escape. But eventually, the cubs get really good at fishing, almost as good as Mom. When the cubs are 2.5 years old, Mom's work is finally done. She has taught them how to fish, how to find clams and other food, and how to make a winter den, and how to stay out of danger. Now Mom has to leave them, but the two cubs will stay together for a while longer. The two young bears still like to play fight, just like when they were babies. They are careful not to hurt each other and use their huge paws like boxing gloves. This helps them to learn how to protect themselves now that Mom has gone. The young bears celebrate their 3rd birthday together, hidden away in the warm winter den, where they spend as long as 5 months fast asleep. At last, spring arrives and it's warm enough to venture outside. They leave the den and say goodbye to each other. Now they are ready for their biggest adventure yet, starting families of their own. I'm going to read you some more facts about brown bears. Are you ready? Brown bears live in North America, Europe, and Asia. North America is where we live. Brown bears are the 2nd largest bear in the world after polar bears. Male brown bears can weigh up to 1,000 pounds and stand nearly 10 feet tall. That is taller than your dad by a couple feet. Brown bears are not always brown. Their thick fur may be black, cinnamon, auburn, or even blonde. Brown bears will eat almost anything. Most of their diet is fish, berries, herbs, roots, nuts, flowers, grasses, and other vegetation. But they also eat insects, honey, small mammals, and even elk. Woo! Now I have a really challenging question for you. Do you think a brown bear is an herbivore who only eats vegetables, a carnivore who only eats meat, or an omnivore who eats both? I just said it. Do you remember what I said? If you said omnivore, you're right. Brown bears eat both vegetables and meat. Brown bears have very good noses and can smell things from nearly a mile away. That's very far. In early fall, when brown bears are feeding on salmon, they can gain up to 30 pounds a day. They will live off this fat during their long winter hibernation. During hibernation, a bear's body functions slow down and its heartbeat drops from 40 to 70 beats per minute to only 8 to 12 beats per minute, which is very, very low. Brown bears are endangered because people are hunting them and destroying their homes. I'm going to show you another book. Now, this book is called Dangerous Animals, so it's about a lot of different animals, not just about bears. But I'm going to just skip over everything except for the bear topics, okay? So this is the title of the story. So on the cover of every book is the title. And then down below, you'll usually find the author's name. In this case, the author's name is on the side of the book. So her name is Rebecca Gilpin. Sometimes you'll see the illustrator's name or the photographer's name. So sometimes books are drawn, and that's an illustrator. And sometimes you'll see pictures and someone went and actually took those pictures and it's photography. So it's actually someone's photograph. In this case, it looks like it says illustrated, and then it has a couple different authors because it sounds like it's, if you look on the inside here, it's a compilation. So there's lots of people who helped contribute to writing this one because it's a nonfiction book. So that makes sense. Here's the table of contents, and that gives you all the topics in the book. So we have page 6 is about hunting. Page 16 is about really big bruisers, so big animals. Page 22 is about vicious venom. So if you need to ever go back and see where you read certain topics, you can go to the table of contents. All right. And then, okay, so this is what I wanted to show you. This is a heading. So that's the beginning of a section. It's going to talk about staying away. So let's see what it says. Stay away. Animals can be dangerous when they're protecting their babies or the place where they live. A mother polar bear looks after her cubs until they can look after themselves. A male bear tries to attack the cubs and the mother protects them. She scares the bear away and her cubs are safe for the moment. These are called captions because they help you better understand the picture. And then finally, I'm going to show you one last thing way in the back. This is called the glossary. And this is where a section where it helps you understand the words in the book better that are more difficult or are new vocabulary words. All right. All right. So Miss Miller has a little bear hunt planned for you. And she's probably going to read the book Going on a Bear Hunt. I hope you guys have an awesome time on your bear hunt, and you'll have to tell me all about it. I hope to be back really soon to talk about these other special living things behind me. Thank you for letting me join you today. Bye, Miss Miller's class. Bye, Ellie.